Hello, friends. Hello. Hello, beautiful babes. Welcome to Glow Up with Steph, the first episode. I am so excited to be doing this. I know a few of you have asked for it, so let's do it. I'm excited. I'm grateful that you're here. Please say hi when you join, or if you're watching in the replay, that's fine too. Give a moment, see if anyone joins me. I'm really looking forward to this. Just so you know, I do have a Facebook group for this podcast to continue the conversation there, to share other resources, all of that good stuff. I will put the link to that in the description when we are done here. So feel free to join that Facebook group if you'd like to. It'll be the same title, Glow Up with Steph, and it's a place where we can continue the conversation, share resources, connect, all that good stuff. So one of the first things that I think is really important that I wanted to share with you, and this is something I actually have my clients do, I practice it myself, and I think it's really important when it comes to activating, cultivating, strengthening our feminine energy, just that feminine part of ourself, is to have a goddess day. So what I recommend is pick one day a week where you really set your intentions around activating and embodying your feminine energy. So, what this can look like is maybe it's a day where you just really surround yourself with beautiful things, things that feel really good for you. Um, just eating food that feels really good, drinking a lot of water, like maybe citrus water, get like a pretty glass. Like I use this glass a lot. I have a couple like that. Just something that just like adds that little extra oomph of feel good, of something that just feels really beautiful. So that when you're drinking your water, it just like elevates you a little bit more, or whatever you want to put in it, like iced tea or whatever you drink. Um, Also, your goddess day, wear some jewelry that you like, if you like jewelry, or you can paint your nails, do something that's relaxing. You can get a massage or do some yoga, like more like a relaxing yoga, though, like yin yoga or something like that. The other really important part about having a goddess day is it's allowing you to tap into the receiving end and just kind of taking a break of like, go, 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 taking all of that action, right? So when we are in our feminine, that's when we can receive all of the goods from all the hard work we're putting out, all the action we're doing. So it's important. Actually, I was reading on Facebook the other day, and I saw somebody put a post how they just really want their kids to just give to the world and just really practice in doing that the most, like just giving. What can they offer? But I think something that's so important that so many of us forget to learn is how to receive. And it's so important that we learn to receive, right? And that is feminine energy. It is the receiving end. And so, how many of you ever struggle with receiving compliments, right? So, if somebody said to you, wow, you look beautiful today, or you're so funny, or I love that idea you had, you're so intelligent, you're so creative. How often do we like block that compliment and be like, right? Or somebody wants to do something really generous for us or very kind, and then we feel so uncomfortable. We're like, oh, that was too big of a kindness, or that was too much. And so, really, the feminine is learning to receive the love that others want to give us, including ourselves. So, that's really, really important. Please feel free to say hi and engage in the conversation. This is definitely for all of us to continue engaging together. So please feel free to say hi in the comments. Let me know you're here, all of that good stuff, and join in the conversation, my friends. So yes, hi, Winter. Thank you. So, okay, what else? I have my little notes in front of me because I want to make sure that I cover what I want to. The other part of like your goddess day is practicing like speaking your truth, using your voice to ask for what you want, to express your needs, to express your delights, to just have fun and like play on that day too. Definitely include play on your goddess day, whatever that means for you. If it's grabbing like a hula hoop or dancing, or maybe you play by creating something new in the kitchen, like something you're cooking or baking, or you paint, or whatever it is for you, but definitely add a little play into your goddess day or creating, right? That's also something that you could be doing. And maybe you have like, since I would like to ask you and encourage you, invite you to have like this, like maybe every Tuesday is your goddess day. So maybe not every Tuesday you create in the same way. You can kind of have a variety of the ways that you apply this into your life, into your goddess day. Okay. Let's see. Oh, and it's also a day where you can really practice just owning and embodying your sexuality without shame, without guilt, just empowering yourself to just feel good about who you are and really connect with yourself. So that is something I would encourage you to do, is start this week. Unless you're like, oh no, I want to do it on Sunday or Monday or Tuesday, since it is already Wednesday. So pick a goddess day, start playing with it, let it flow with you, be creative with you, and just watch how it unfolds and pay attention to how you feel when you're having this goddess day and letting it just nourish you from the inside out. So definitely start that as soon as possible. Okay. The other thing that I wanted to talk about um, is part of what we want to do as we're glowing up is learn to master our emotions, to really have that emotional intelligence. And so part of what we can do is pay attention to the emotions that we're feeling and what are they telling us. So this week, I'm going to invite you to really focus on the emotion of anger. And when you feel angry or anger starts to rise up in you, just kind of pay attention. Where is it coming up in your body? You know, what's happening when you feel anger? Where does it, is it in your heart? Is it in your stomach? Is it in your throat, in your mind, in your hands? Like what's happening physically when you experience anger? And what are the thoughts that are happening when you're experiencing anger? So, what's going on? And then kind of journal around it. If you journal or maybe you meditate, maybe you go for a walk, do something that's productive, though, that helps you understand what the anger is trying to tell you. Okay. So, journal around it. What is it trying to tell you? Ask yourself, like, what do you need? What is this anger letting you know? A lot of times, anger lets us know when a need or a boundary has been crossed, and maybe we didn't know what to say or do in that situation, or maybe an expectation of what we thought was going to happen didn't happen. So, kind of explore, like, make it so that as you're exploring your emotions, they're becoming your friend, right? So, like, what is anger as your friend, as a companion in this life, trying to tell you? What does anger want you to know? And what do you need to do to take care of yourself? Do you need to create some space? Do you need to set a boundary? Do you need to reevaluate your expectations? Do you need to be kinder to yourself? Kind of play around with that. What can you do to help yourself understand your anger and what it's telling you that you need from it? Okay. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask now in the comments, or again, you can join the Facebook group, Glow Up with Steph, and you can ask more questions in there, or you can kind of share what anger is coming up for you. We can continue the conversation there. Okay. So now, since we've spent like a moment talking about anger and understanding it, and one of the requests was when we do the Glow Up podcast, we'll also do a meditation. So now we're going to go to the meditation portion. So only do this if you're, not driving or doing anything that needs your attention. You can do it later if you need to. But what I would like us to do is just take a moment. I'm going to get a sip of water. is just take a moment, center yourself, close your eyes, and just take in a nice breath. And just exhale. You can exhale loudly if you'd want to, just kind of like a loud, you could sigh it out or you could do it quietly, whatever feels best for you. And then I want you to just kind of connect with your heart and ask yourself what part of your personality is holding you back? Like, are you doubting yourself? Are you feeling scared of other people's judgments? Are you doubting any aspect of yourself? Your intelligence, your attractiveness, your weight, your height, your voice, your clothes, your career and what you offer, your ability to create, whatever it is, wherever you're doubting yourself that holds you back, just kind of notice that right now. Notice it inside of you. What part of your personality holds you back? And just notice where it lives within your body or your mind. If it had a color, what color would it be? If it had a sound, what sound would it be? How big is it? How much space does it take up? And now ask yourself if you're ready to transform this aspect, this part of you, of your personality that is holding you back. And if you say yes, wonderful. If you say no, just notice the hesitation. What's that hesitation about? And now, even if there's a part of you that's hesitant to transform, this part that's holding you back, just let it know you're just going to take a small step today. And now I want you to imagine that you're able to transform that energy into a new aspect of your personality that is more supportive, more compassionate. So maybe you transform that doubt into confidence, or that fear into pride. Just notice what you would want to transform. What identity of your personality would you like to take on? And just notice how you transform that aspect of your personality, the old personality that was holding you back. Allow it to transform into something more you, the real you, the you you want to be, the you you're striving to be. And notice how the color is transforming. Notice where this new aspect of your personality lives in your body, in your mind, how much space it's going to take up. Notice how your body even holds itself as it transforms into this more positive, uplifting, healthy personality trait. Is your posture straighter? Do you want to look up more? Do you feel it in your chest, in your throat, in your mind, in your head? Perhaps you feel it in your stomach. Just notice where this new confidence or the pride or whatever you're transforming it into, owning who you are. And give it a sound. What sound would it make? The boldness, the confidence, the pride in yourself. What color is it? What sound does it make? How much space does it take up? Just really connect with it for a moment. And now you know that both of these parts of your personality can be found within you. So anytime that old personality of the doubt, of the fear, of the critical you, the whatever aspect that was holding you back, it can be diminished. It can be transformed into the supportive, loving, confident you. And you get to influence by the thoughts you think and the feelings you feel. But now you know it is there. That supportive, confident you lives within you. It has a color, it has a sound, and it has space. So now just focus on your breath for a moment, breathing into the same count that you breathe out. Just breathing in and then breathing out. And when you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes, feeling better than you felt when you started. Very, very, very well done. Hopefully you feel really good right now. Just going to take a moment. Femina, hi. Cassie, thanks so much for all of your help, Steph. Your content generally brings me joy. Can't stay for the whole stream. We'll finish later. Much love. Well, thank you so much for being here. Please join the rest later. Say hi again. I'm glad you came for a moment. And Jenna, hi. Do not know what you're talking about. Questions my life, and God lost all friends. Hello, Icy. How are you? Hi, Jenna. I guess you'll have to watch from the beginning, and then hopefully that answers more of your questions. And I'm sorry that you lost your friends. That's really hard. Losing friendships is such a profound loss that sometimes gets overlooked, but it is definitely such a huge loss. And it's something that can happen at any time throughout our lives. And, for me, I've noticed it's really hard to make new friends when you're older, when you have when you're not in school anymore, when you're not involved in something that you go to every day or on a weekly basis. It can be definitely challenging to make new friends, and that loss is really, really hard. So we all can relate to losing a friendship and the grief that comes with it, and sometimes the confusion and all of that. So we're all just holding space for you and love for you, because it is definitely something we've all experienced, and it's hard. It's really hard to lose friends. Winter, thank you so much for all you do. You always help me so much. Oh, I really appreciate that, Winter. That means so much to me. Thank you. And I'm glad you're here. Okay, so I wanted to share with you, because I think it's really important to know that there's really inspirational people out there who have either traveled a similar path or have done something that might have been really scary, but they found the courage within themselves and they did what they wanted to do, and they did something that helped them and then helped other people. And so today I wanted to share with you about Veronica Vera. Have you heard of her? Do you know about her? Um, I see you say, when I'm here, I am feel always good. You bring joy and love and happiness. I love you. I don't know all your hobbies, but just like you, I love meditation and you remind me of me. Oh, thank you. I see. I really appreciate that. And I love you too. So thank you so much for being here and saying hi and just expressing your truth and how you feel, which is really important for our beautiful feminine energy, is expressing ourselves, right? Okay, so let's talk a little bit about Veronica Vera. So she grew up Catholic, right? And she came out and transitioned in like the 70s, I believe. And in 1992, she wanted to help other people who wanted to transition into really owning the woman that they are. And she also just supports cross dressers and boys who want to be girls, is kind of what her school is all about. And so in 1992, she opened a finishing school for boys who want to be girls. And what this school does, and is actually still available, and so I'm going to share all of the links and everything to all of the resources I have found and to share with you. But in this finishing school, they basically do everything that's going to be really supportive to help people own their just like feminine side when it comes to the way, like all the foundational stuff, right? The way you walk, walking in heels, makeup, hair, clothes that are good for you. She does like transgender makeovers that really support just like the whole process. And they do photography to kind of show the transition and the transformation. And they're still active and offering classes and all of this great stuff. So I wanted to share that with you. But what I think is so beautiful is that in the 70s, she had to find the courage to share her truth, to transition. And then she decided to use all of her own experience to help other people who are also wanting to transition and just feel more confident in their transition process and in who they are becoming and who they want to become and connecting with who they've always felt they have been. And so I just think it's like such a beautiful resource out there, and so I wanted to share that with you because some of us might be scared to with anything, even if we are not transitioning, even if we are just any aspects in our life, we want to feel more confident. And sometimes it's scary to do something because somebody might say something mean to us, right? Or somebody might threaten us, or somebody might disagree with us. And that can feel really uncomfortable, especially when you're sharing something that feels like it might just like be really vulnerable and you might feel less safe, or you might lose people in your life, which earlier Cassie even expressed, or no, Jenna expressed losing like friends. And so sometimes when we're making any kind of transition in our life, it can feel like we're losing people. And that's really hard because we forget that as we're transitioning, even though there is loss, there's also so much to be gained, right? We gain in any kind of transition, whether it's a career transition or a gender transition or moving to a different place, or just like, I don't know, maybe just you used to love church and now you don't go to church anymore. Or like I transitioned to having a vegan lifestyle, and even that you lose friends, right? So there's all these aspects in any transition that we make in our life. There is a loss that comes with it. However, if we spend all of our time just focusing on the loss, then we're just creating so much suffering and heaviness for us. And then we forget to look at all that we're gaining, right? We're gaining the truth of who we are. We're gaining the connection with our soul, and we're living our life for ourselves. And then there's so many unknowns that can come into our life for us, right? So sometimes we're scared of the unknown because it seems like it could only be full of bad things, of scary things, of like the monsters under our bed. But the unknown also holds treasures for us. And it can open up so many great, wonderful things for us that we never even knew was possible. So I just want to remind you that whatever it is that you're scared to do, to just honor who you are and maybe explore that a little bit, because sometimes when we're scared to do something, it's the exact thing we need to do that'll bring us more fulfillment and pleasure in our life. So Just something to think about. So maybe that's something you can journal around this week is like, what am I scared to do? And then play around with it and like see where it leads you. Okay. So I support crossdresser boys with all of my heart. They're wonderful people and they deserve love. Who said that guys can't wear dresses and be feminine? Why still some people have problem with that? Yeah, well, people have a problem with it because of the unknown. They create their own fear around what they don't understand or what they don't know and things that other people have told them. And so all of that can lead into it. So definitely, definitely just supporting people and loving people is what we all want and what we all need. You, Jenna, I read book, I'm Jazz. Talk to people like that. Awesome. I have not read that book, but if you recommend it, it is one that I will add to my reading list for sure. Thank you so much. Okay, so now I want to share with you some of the products I use myself because this is something that we talked about in a past live. And so I wanted to share with you some of the products I use just on a daily basis. So here we go. Okay. So, oh shoot, I didn't bring a little makeup brush with me that I wanted to. Anyway, I could also link the person I bought these glasses from. I just think they're so beautiful. And so I'll share the link of this as well. Okay, so to wash my face and remove my makeup, I use this. It's called a makeup eraser. And so again, none of these things are sponsored. These are actually just things that I use. And I wanted to share with you because I thought it would be really helpful. So 1 second here. Let me grab, I brought the washcloth so I could show you. So 1 sec here. Okay, here we go. So this is what it looks like. I actually have a couple of them. It's really soft. Like this side is really soft. It's like a microfiber. And the other side is a little bit rougher for like an exfoliator. And so it helps take off all of your makeup. You don't have to put anything on it besides water. And then you just put some water on it. And then I just like, wash off my makeup. And it lasts for years. You just wash it. It's reusable. I have a couple different colors. So I have this, I have pink, I have black. It's cruelty free, vegan friendly. Yeah. So that's what it is. And I will send a link of that as well. Actually, I'm going to put like an email together with all of the resources as well. So if you are not on my email list, please get on it so that we can stay in contact and I can share emails and more resources and stuff like that with you. So, okay, this is like something that I absolutely love. It's so great. Okay, I didn't bring with me, but this is actually a great way to wash your like makeup brushes. You just literally like, okay, I'll just use this. So if this is a makeup brush, you just like literally rub it in here like, and it washes and cleans your makeup brush just like that. So it's super easy. So I'll use that if I'm using like for Halloween, I wore like a really, really dark eyeshadow. And so I use this in between to keep it clean. So this is called the color switch. It instantly removes makeup from brushes. Dry cleaner, instantly clean, reusable. So I love that. For an eyebrow pencil, I just use e.l.f. So a lot of the products that I use are going to be vegan friendly. And I try to get stuff with like, I don't know, stuff that's not as toxic just because it's going on my skin and I want it to be really healthy and, just, I don't know, I want to take care of my skin. So I use just like an e.l.f. is the brand that I use for like my eyebrow pencil. So I use that. I'm not super awesome at doing eyebrows. I just started filling my in like 2 years ago. And so I'm not really great at it, but that is the product that I use. So this is a really fun nail polish that I have. It's like that brand. What it does, it's really fun. You can't really tell right now because I guess I'm warm or I'm cold, actually. Maybe this one you can tell a little bit. So it's like 2 different colors. So did anyone ever use mood rings? They're kind of fun, right? So this, it's like when you're warm, it's like a blue, but when you're cold, it's like a purple. I know my nails are chipping, but it like changes colors. So I think that's super, super fun. And so that's a nail polish. Okay. Practice makes progress. That's right. For sure. And I'm never going for perfection, just going for progress. Okay. And then instead of using foundation, I use this, it's a BB Flawless. It's unique. Now, I went with this brand because I had a friend that was selling it and she really liked it, so I wanted to try it. She doesn't do it anymore, and so I literally just went on the website when I reorder, and I just found somebody who sells it in my area and just signed up under them. But anyway, it's like the BB cream, so instead of a foundation, it's really it's like a very light, I don't know, it just feels really light on my skin. It's not super heavy. Um, so that's what I use for that instead of foundation. And then for like blush and my eyeshadow, I use Pixie. And I'll show you the colors. You can definitely see. So funny, my husband's like, you definitely only use one color. So I just use this shade. So, but yeah. So so I use that for blush and for my eyeshadow. So it's just a very, very light pink, which is fun, but it's a little bit shimmery. And oh, my absolute favorite mascara ever is by Too Faced, and it's called Better Than Sex. And so I just use that on my eyelashes. A lot of people, well, I don't know if a lot of people, but oftentimes I get asked if my eyelashes are real, and they are real. I don't wear fake eyelashes. I mean, I tried to wear fake eyelashes in the past, but they're just so uncomfortable, and I feel like they're scratching my eyes. I don't know. I can't really pull them off. So anyway, Better Than Sex is the mascara that I use. My absolute favorite by Too Faced. And okay, this is my favorite moisturizer. So if I'm like in the shower, I will use like a face wash to just wash my face, which is also by this brand. It's Botanical Rush. And the creator of this was actually on my podcast when I had my Beautifully Changed podcast. And she was just so wonderful and so knowledgeable. But anyway, Botanical Rush. So this is the moisturizer I use in morning and night. And they have so many like different products that you can use. What I like about it is it's just so light. And obviously that's a theme that I like on my skin. Some people really like heavy, thick moisturizers. And even though I live in Arizona, maybe I probably should use something like that because if I'm not drinking enough water, my skin will get dry. But I just love how this brand feels on my skin. So again, none of this is sponsored. This is all just what I actually honestly use. So that's that brand. I don't know if you can see it very well. There we go. Botanical Rush. So that is that. And so I think that's all I brought with me today to share with you. So again, if there's any other like specific requests of products or just what I use on the daily or the weekly or monthly or whatever, let me know. I was thinking next episode we can go over like skincare, like what I do, my skincare routine, all that good stuff. So let's see, Todd. I wish I could find a girlfriend that wouldn't mind me cross-dressing. I love to dress up, but I don't do it as much as I would like to. It's not fun doing it alone. Yeah. Well, what do you think would make a difference if you were to do it with someone? And there are actually people who don't mind if you do cross dress. It was really interesting in my inner circle. One of the questions that was asked is, what do people really think about being friends with somebody who cross dress, or especially other cis women? And so I had asked that question on my Instagram and my Facebook page, and the responses that I got back is like that people don't really care if you cross dress, that they care more about your character and who you are as a person. And so some people, a lot of women were like, I have a lot of friends that are cross dressers and I just love them because, again, I just care more about who people are and the character of someone versus what they wear. And I think as each year goes by, that's going to be more and more common. Because once we know somebody who does something that we were once just uneducated about, or, we just didn't know about, then it makes it less scary and we can have conversations around it. So just know, and even Icy is saying, Todd, I love guys like you with all my heart. I hope you will find a girl who, like me and Steph, is open for wonderful people like you because you are wonderful. Yeah, so exactly, Icy. It's definitely more about your character, how you treat people, how you see yourself, how you hold yourself, than if you cross dress or not. So, and of course, we're always going to find people who disagree with us, who don't like what we're doing. And you're going to find people who don't agree with cross dressing. And that's okay. That just means they're not your people. They're not the person for you to spend your time with? So, yeah, but don't give up. Keep having hope. Maybe continue to just meditate, visualize, and tell yourself that you're attracting people into your life who will accept you for who you are. So, yes. Okay. So, I did find another resource. So, this I thought was really wonderful. Now, this resource is more for if you do cross dress, or you are a trans woman who tucks, but you don't necessarily want to tuck, or you're trying to find a solution. And so, this is a shop on Etsy, and it's called Leo Lines. And it has really, really great reviews. So, I checked out the reviews, they're phenomenal. And so, this person makes compression underwear designed for trans ladies who tuck. And so also if you're cross-dressing and you just want to feel a little bit more feminine in your dresses or the clothing that you've selected, trousers, whatever it is, right? And they also make gender affirming sports bras and swimsuits. So I thought that was a really, really great resource that you might want to look into. And again, I will share that link in the description. And also I'm going to send out an email to all my email subscribers with all of these resources on them. So I thought that was a really, really cool resource to know about. And I want to share with you a book that I recommend. So Jenna talked about the book, I'm Jazz. I have not read that. Has anyone else read that? Do you love it? We can also share books that we recommend. This one is just in general. I love this book. It's called Big Magic. It is by Creative Living Beyond Fear. And I think this is so important because fear can really hold us back. I've been there myself, and sometimes I still cycle through it. And what's really important is, okay, this book is also by Elizabeth Gilbert, which who doesn't love Elizabeth Gilbert, right? Like her book, Eat, Pray, Love, phenomenal. Anyway, she wrote this book, and I actually heard of this book by a friend of mine who's a photographer. She's phenomenal. She does very artistic photography. And she said this is one of her favorite books that helped her a ton. So I read it. And it is one of my favorite books to gift to my friends or my clients. And so it really talks about just living beyond fear. And I think we can all apply it. I mean, I really can't imagine reading this book and not getting something from it. Okay. Like I'll actually just share a little bit, like a little piece that I highlighted. So she talks about frustration. Who here has ever felt frustration, especially when you're doing something, you're trying to create something, you're trying to do something in your life, right? Whatever it is, and you feel frustrated. So she says, frustration is not an interruption of your process. Frustration is the process. The fun part, the part where it doesn't feel like work at all, is when you're actually creating something wonderful and everything's going great and everyone loves it and you're flying high. But such instances are rare. So just embracing that frustration as part of the process is really empowering, right? It can really just help us feel so empowered when we don't get sidetracked or blocked by the frustrations we feel when we are creating something. And it allows us to keep going, right? So even for myself, my YouTube channel, creating recordings, I put recordings up for years before they got any traction. Do you know what I mean? Like I was putting up recordings probably for 2 years before they got traction. And now it's really exciting because when I put up a recording, I know that you're going to listen to it and that you're going to appreciate it and you're going to request another one. And so we get to co-create together and like collab on ideas. And I absolutely love that. But if I would have let my frustration of not getting views or listens, like, get in my head and sidetrack me, like, 100%, I wouldn't be here today. Do you know what I mean? So, it's really important to accept that frustration is part of the process, but not to let it stop you from something that's really on your heart that you love creating and providing. So, anyway, this is the book I recommend. It's super good. If you've read it, let me know. Let me know what you thought about it, some of your takeaways, because it's just such a good one. You read it and you just feel like warm and fuzzy and good from the inside and inspired, like, yes, I got this. I'm going to do it. So it's so good. I love it. Okay, let's see. Todd, you say, if your family or friends ever find out, you will lose them and they would all hate me. Do you know that for a fact or that's your fear? And I see, then they are not worth of you. My mother doesn't want to know me because I don't want to have children and husband. She can't understand that I love my girlfriend. Yeah, it's really, really hard when people that we think are designed to love us, that they're supposed to be the people who are supposed to love us and accept us. But the really hard truth is so many people have their own healing to do, their own journeys to do, that sometimes they can't love us the way we need to be loved. And that's why it's so important that we love ourselves the way we need to be loved, and that we accept ourselves even when others can't, and that we find other people who do love us and accept us because we are worthy of that. Um, and then Icy says, people like that who are your family, but they don't accept you are bad. No, I wouldn't say that they're bad, Icy. They're just not somebody who should be the majority of people that you spend time with, because they're going through their own journey, their own healing, their own limiting beliefs, their own blocks, their own things that are preventing them from receiving love. And so that's their journey to go on. And so having somebody in your life that challenges your beliefs and challenges what you think has to be is actually a real blessing for us. That's one of the things, like, even as being a mom, I've really noticed is like a couple things. So I have one child, and with that journey, I've discovered a whole new like level of love that I never even thought was possible. The other thing is he's constantly reflecting back to me the areas where I need to grow, the areas where I need to heal, and the areas where I get to ask myself, who do I want to be? How do I want to be? You know, he also reminds me to play, to all of these things. And so, but I also had a hard relationship with some of my family members. And so I don't think of them as bad. I just think of them in different stages. And even though some of their actions has caused me pain, I've experienced pain from them. It's also taught me different levels of understanding of other people's pain. And I choose compassion over suffering. And so that means that my thoughts have to, help me create that compassion versus the suffering. So I think that, you know, they're just in a different place, and you and I can disagree on that, and that's okay, you know? So, but what you do say, I definitely agree with. Don't be someone you don't want to be for them. It's your life, not theirs. 100%. Like, that's one of the greatest lessons we can learn in this life is how do we be ourselves even when our family or our friends don't agree with that or don't understand it. And like, how do we love ourselves enough to be that person anyway? How do we accept ourselves enough to be that person anyway? And to continue moving forward, knowing that we will find people who do love us and who do accept us. And yes, it is heartbreaking when it's not the people we want them to be. You know, when we want our family to accept us and they don't, that is like a soul crushing. It messes with how we see ourselves, it messes with our self worth. if we think we're enough, if we're lovable. It creates this whole challenge that we have to move through. And it's unfair, it's not right. And at the same time, it's the challenge that we're faced with. And so we have to move through it. And we have to love ourselves through it and have compassion for ourselves through it and understand that our worth, our value, our enoughness, our lovability is not dependent on the people who treat us the worst, right? So when people don't accept you, when they treat you cruelly, why are we giving those people all of the power to determine our worth and our value? Why do they get that power? You know, why doesn't that power come from a source of love and acceptance and come from ourselves, right? So your value has nothing to do with how other people are treating you. It definitely does not. You were born priceless and you remain priceless. Even when others disagree with you, even when others don't understand you, even when others get mad at you, all of those things, you are someone of value and you've always been enough and you will always be enough. And when you sacrifice your life trying to make other people happy, you're giving up your life. You're sacrificing your soul, your life, your mind, everything. And that's not what we're here for. And it is not our job to make everyone else happy. That's actually an impossible task because our own happiness needs to come from ourselves. And when we limit ourselves or shapeshift ourselves or hold ourselves back to make other people happy, we're kind of missing our life. We're sacrificing ourselves. And that is never what you are here to do. It is not. Okay? So I know I'm on a little soapbox right now, but it is in my heart. And I just have to share that with you because I just want us to all really live our lives for ourselves. And that doesn't mean we're selfish or we're cruel. We can live our lives and serve, but you also have to just do the work to know that you're valuable and love yourself and accept yourself because it's not up to anyone else to make us happy. And it's not up to us to make anyone else happy. We can add to happiness just like we can add to suffering, right? So that is my thoughts on that. Okay. So I thought we could wrap up with saying some affirmations together that kind of go with the theme of this talk today. So what do you think? Shall we do some? So one of my favorite thing when doing affirmations is you can look in the mirror. That really helps. You can move your body. You can sing them. You can do however you want to do the affirmations. Just get into it a little bit, okay? So, hey, Pat, bummer you just got here. Well, you can definitely watch the replay. I would love for you to watch the replay. That would be great. And you can join in. So let's do the affirmations. So ready? Go ahead, move your body. I am enough. I am enough. And Todd, I do love your channel and you're such a wonderful person. Thank you. Thank you, Todd. I truly appreciate that. I really try to live a life of compassion and love. And I just want other people to love and accept themselves, Okay, I get to be me. I get to be me. That's right. You could sing it, you could dance it. I get to be me. I define beauty and it includes me. I define beauty and it includes me. I define beauty and it includes me. Yes. I love that, Icy. Exactly. We need to respect our life. I respect my life. I respect my life. I respect my life. I respect my life. I love who I am. 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 I understand my anger. I understand my anger. I understand my anger. I speak my truth. I speak my truth. I speak my truth. And if you have a problem speaking your truth, tap into your throat energy, your throat chakra, right? Wear blue, drink tea that's designed for your throat chakra, do meditations that are opening up and healing your throat chakra. I have one on my channel somewhere, you could find it. Definitely practice speaking your truth. Practice with people that you feel safe with. Practice in the mirror, practice in your journal, practice just in your mind, practice speaking your truth. I make a difference. I make a difference. And sometimes you may not always know the difference you're making, but know that you are making a difference. I am a wonderful person. I am a wonderful person. Thank you, Icy. Icy says, I am a wonderful person. I am a wonderful person. I am a wonderful person. My life is important. My life is important. My life is important. My life is important. I choose self-love over self-hate. I choose self-love over self-hate. I choose self-love over self-hate. And then say, I am whatever your name is, okay? So I am Stephanie Parejamas. I am Stephanie Parejamas. I am Stephanie Parejamas. Then you say your name. Ooh, Icy, you're coming in with these amazing affirmations today. I love it. I have the right to be a dreamer. The jets are flying over me right now. Apologies if that's loud for you. I have a right to be a dreamer. I have the right to be a dreamer. I have the right to be a dreamer. I love it. Give yourself a little, give yourself a self hug, little pat on the back, a high five yourself in the mirror. Just give yourself some love and know that you get to take up space. You get to be yourself, whatever that means for you. And I hope that you are working and making progress towards your own self-love and your own self-acceptance because you are worthy of it. You deserve it. You've always been enough. And just thank you so much for joining me today. I'll do an episode 2, hopefully next week. And let me know if there's anything you want me to include because this is for you. So please let me know what you want me to talk about, what you want me to address, what you want me to share. And if you'd like to, please join the Glow Up with Steph Facebook group so we can continue the conversation there. And Winter says, you heal so much. Thank you for today. Thank you, Winter. I really appreciate you being here and receiving all of this love and this light that is for you. You are so welcome, Pat. Thank you for joining me today. And as always, I am sending you endless love and I am feeling much better now. So please, I'll go back to my posting recordings again. So keep your eye out so you can listen and continue the feel good. So I love you. Thank you for being here. Have an amazing rest of your day. And I will actually be doing a live tomorrow morning at 11 Pacific Standard Time with my friend Michelle. She's going to be joining me. And we're going to be talking about, because so many people posted that they really feel like maybe God's mad at them or God doesn't love them and all of these things. And so it will be more of a religious talk. Well, it will be a religious talk because she is my friend who works for a Christian church, and she's going to come and share her insights and her knowledge around that topic. So please feel free to join or watch the replay, ask questions, engage, all of that good stuff. So I will be doing a live tomorrow with my friend Michelle, 11 PST. So I see. Thank you, Steph. Time with you is always beautiful. You're a wonderful person. You are like a true fairy. I see. You're always the sweetest. You give such wonderful compliments. So thank you. You're very sweet too. And I love the support that everyone shares in the comments and all the love that everyone has for each other. That's why this community is so important to me and is so great to be a part of, because of the love and the support that everyone shares for each other, and that we hold this space for us to just show up and be ourselves. And I just think that's such a beautiful thing to be a part of. And the ripples that sends out to the universe is just unstoppable. So again, thank you for being here. Have an amazing rest of your day. And I'm sending you so much love, and I will see you tomorrow. Okay, bye.